the Rambler Network.
Hello, welcome back to Casablanca, and this, the Halloween 2025 episode, I am covering Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, which is a 2007 Gothic horror musical directed by Tim Burton, written by Josh Logan, and starring Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, and Alan Rickman, and Timothy Spall, plus a bunch of other people, including Sacha Baron Cohen. I did not know he was in here until I watched it this time. I hadn't seen this since 2007 when it came out. I didn't remember anything about it except it starred Jack Sparrow and like half the Harry Potter cast. I don't care if they put fancy clothes on him. Timothy Spall still is Wormtail to me. Like, I just see Wormtail walking down the street singing in this movie. But yeah, this is a very dark movie. This isn't the kind of musical that you listen to the soundtrack and sing along to. Though I'm sure there are people that do that. I watch this and I'm thinking there isn't, because when I think musical, I think Grease, I think Wicked, I think, heck, even Dear Evan Hansen. That's a depressing one. They all have songs that you can sing along to, and even the depressing Dear Evan Hansen has some happy songs. And I guess Sweeney Todd you could say they have some happy ones, like the first time you meet Helena Bonham Carter's character. It's kind of a happy song, but overall the whole tone of the movie is not entirely cheerful. It's very Victorian, very gray. In fact, the only non-gray scene is a fantasy sequence from Helena's character, Mrs. Lovett, I think her name is. It's it's a very jarring scene, and I'm pretty sure it was very deliberately intended to be a very jarring scene because she dreams of a future with her and Sweeney Todd, but it's not to be. And I think the film intends for you to see that and no, that's not the outcome that's intended for these characters, because the whole time she's having this fantasy, she's kind of happy, and he still has this vengeful look on his face. He's not smiling. He's very, very angry looking the whole time, and like I said, very jarring indeed. This kind of has a feeling of two different storylines. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but okay. So the way that it starts, it has a very Monte Cristo feel, because he was falsely imprisoned for a long time, and when he gets out, he intends to seek revenge on the people that imprisoned him. That's Edmond Dantes. Sweeney Todd in this case. But then, like, near the end, so like, whenever he first decides to start killing people, it has a very Dexter feel, where it starts off with him killing people who deserve it. And then it very quickly turns into H.H. Holmes, where he's just killing whoever. I said two different storylines. That's three. Hey, but it works. I'm not saying that the people that wrote this ripped off those storylines. I think revenge storylines are very common, so it's not like, oh, this is Monte Cristo. This is definitely Monte Cristo. I just got those vibes because, like, that specific scenario. I mean, heck, Kill Bill is literally just a revenge plot. So I mean, it's been done before. There is nothing new under the sun. Which isn't to say, like, I realize it sounds like I'm saying this is a bad movie. No, this is not a bad movie. I really liked it. This isn't one you put on for fun. I'll say that. Speaking of which, because I haven't seen this in a long time, like I said, I didn't remember anything. Again, all I remembered was a musical starring Jack Sparrow and half the Harry Potter cast. I remember people died, and I didn't remember much else. So when I was getting ready to watch this movie, I made some food, and very unfortunate choice of food. And when it got to the little priest scene, I realized what she was singing about and what was about to start happening. And I looked down at my food and was like, ah, and I set it aside. I'm like, this is not the movie to eat during, especially my unfortunate choice. I was going to try to avoid spoilers, but there is that ending. I would say, like, I just finished watching it like half hour ago, and that ending was, oh, that was so. I was going to say very Stephen King, but I'm thinking more of like the Mist ending. Okay, so Sweeney Todd spends the whole movie. Well, he spends like the first part of the movie looking for his wife, who Helena Helena's character. I'm gonna say Mrs. Lovitz. I'm pretty sure her name's Mrs. Lovitz. Mrs. Lovitz tells him when he first meets her, "Oh yes, she died. She poisoned herself." And he's like, "Okay, she's dead. That sucks." Anyway, so he spends the whole movie thinking she's dead, and the whole time there's this beggar woman who she's always complaining about the dreadful smell coming from the chimney, and it's because obviously he kills the people that he's going to shave, and then she cooks them, and so the smell that they're smelling is the corpses cooking. And this beggar woman is like, "Oh, demons, horrid smell." And then at the end of the movie, like, she sees Wormtail and Jack Sparrow go to the top room, and so she's already starting to suspect something. And so she goes up there and is like, "Hey, where's Wormtail? Wormtail's not here." "Ah, Jack Sparrow, there you are. Hey, the Bellatrix Lestrange downstairs, she's not a good person." And then Jack Sparrow is he's at this point, killing is just casual for him. She's in his way. She's wrong place, wrong time, and he just slits her throat to get her out of the way. He steps on the pedal so she drops through the trapdoor, and he moves on. And then like 20 minutes later, he's down in the basement, and he realizes, hey, that beggar woman I just killed, she kind of looks familiar. Wait, Bellatrix, you lied to me. That is my wife. And then he kills her, and then someone kills him, and it's I was like, oh, it's so poetic, in like a tragic way. It's very tragic, very operatic. I don't know. I really liked it. It's just, I know I say that a lot. It's like, oh yeah, my review. I really liked it. Uh, I did do some like minor research into the character because I had heard rumors that it was based on a true story, and I was like, if this was a true story, then very insensitive. But no, it's not based on a true story. It's based on a character that's okay. There was a thing I did, like I said, very minimal research. I did kind of go down a rabbit hole, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use all of this research to make the episode better. And there was a rabbit hole, and there's so much there. I'm not going to get into all of it. It could be a whole separate episode on penny dreadfuls. Penny dreadfuls are basically, well, they were basically like hang on. Just going to swipe over to the Wikipedia again. Let's see. And now it's not loading. Okay, anyway, basically what I got from the Wikipedia, penny dreadfuls were basically like little short stories in the British newspapers in the 1800s. And they're usually between 8 to 16 pages long. You could buy them for a penny. That's the name. And Sweeney Todd, the character, started he was introduced in 1849, I believe. It's not loading, so I can't be accurate. Oh, hey, it loaded as I said that. Okay, Sweeney Todd is a fictional character who first appeared as the villain of the Penny Dreadful serial The String of Pearls, 1846 to 1847. The original title became a legend. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's not a new story. It's been around for a while. And that's why I say it probably wasn't based on Monte Cristo. It's not a new story. Actually, when was Monte Cristo written, actually, now that I think about it? Since that's not loading, I'm going to ask Gemini. Hey, Gemini, when did Dumas write Count of Monte Cristo?
The Count of Monte Cristo was written by Alexandre Dumas in 1844. It was first published at
1844, so it was actually right 2 years before? Okay, it's very possible it was inspired by Monte Cristo. Okay, I take back what I said earlier. This is a blatant ripoff. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it was. Things are inspired all the time. Like Ants. It's a well-known story that Ants was a literal ripoff of A Bug's Life, because it was the guy that was at Disney and he left to go to DreamWorks, and he had taken this idea that they had like, oh yeah, we had heard that there was a story about, he took like the basic premise of A Bug's Life and made Ants before Pixar could. And now they're both good movies. Separately they're very good movies. And just like this, like Monte Cristo and Sweeney Todd, very good stories. I'm starting to think that Sweeney Todd was inspired, even very loosely. Maybe like the basic premise was based on Monte Cristo. The prisoner who, wanted revenge, the falsely imprisoned, he wanted revenge. And then the story deviated from there because Edmond Dantes went a very different direction with his. He decided to blend in with society. Sweeney Todd didn't care. He very much did not care about blending in. But yeah, that's the Halloween episode. I'm trying to do musicals. I'm putting a kind of a heavier emphasis on musicals this year. They're not every single episode is a musical, as you can tell, but I'm doing musicals a little more. So the Halloween episode is a musical. And I already know, obviously I know what every movie is this year, the rest of the year. The Christmas is also a musical. Thanksgiving is not. I could not find a Thanksgiving musical. There is not a Thanksgiving musical. So, but yeah. And how about a shave?
The Rambler Network.